the Banshee is, in fact, killing a ton of workers. So maybe that's why. All these are not going to do anything unless he has an Overseer. And unfortunately, it looks like he's a little slow on that. It's going to take 17 more seconds of this Banshee just getting kill after kill after kill. And that buys Bob a lot of time. Unfortunately, this Banshee will go down, but the damage it did allowed these Thors to get out and spread out. You see a ton of missile turrets on the way here. You'll probably see this morph into an orbital command soon, not just yet. And we see another barracks going down. So he is fully now prepared against mutas. We see that this huge stack going to do a lot of damage to the armory. Unfortunately, it's a nice tight little ball, and a volley of one Thor darn near killed 6 of these mutas. And these missile turrets behind the mineral line will finish off any type of aggression we have. We also see melee attacks level 1, so we might be seeing some ultras later on in the game. But as the Terran goes on his second base, the Zerg should be thinking about his third. Unfortunately, we do not see that as the case, and these mutas will quickly melt to missile turrets. They're not the cheapest thing in the book, but they do deal with mutas very, very well. They do 24 damage with a range of 7. Because the mutas, I don't think have any armor right now. No, they don't. They take full damage from that. We should be seeing, since he has committed a fairly large amount of resources to air, we should have been seeing Carapace level 1, or attacks level 1, but we don't even see speed yet. It's on its way, but not quite there yet. We're not seeing a lot of units in production, so these Hellions and the resulting slow push by these Thors and Marauders will do a lot of damage if left unchecked. Unfortunately, the Hellions got a little bit too over-eager and were easily dispatched by the mutas, but a constant stream of these units, along with a Thor backup here, will be able to take out the Mutalisks helly. And even though there are Zerglings in production, they're not going to do a lot of damage, especially since the Hellions are there. The Hellions will quickly roast Zerglings, and the Thors will be free to focus fire the stacked mutas that Gogo seems to adore. Again, the Zerg should be operating off of another base. He's not spending his money. He has enough for the expansion. Again, these Hellions, unfortunately, getting a little bit out in front, but as the Thor gets in range, this might work to his advantage as more volleys are able to go off. Speed now being done for the Zerg player will do a lot of damage to these Thors, doing a complete surround. The Terran player doing the smart thing, going back into the choke, but unfortunately the Thors start attacking the ground units of the Zerglings and are not able to do a lot of damage. So the mutas able to quickly roam, and these vast amounts of speedlings are going to come up to this orbital command and wreak havoc. Since we do not have any tanks out quite yet, we have just more Hellions in production, these speedlings will just annihilate this expansion. Unfortunately, they are moving to the wrong area. These SCVs are stacking off of one mineral line, and these Hellions, not sure why they're focusing on just that. These speedlings could get a good surround here and kill off all these Hellions, but a few are left to kill all these turrets, and this puts the Zerg player in a lot of power as turrets go down, clearing the way for mutas to come in and reap the rest of the base. The speedlings have done their job. They've killed a bunch of SCVs, and now you see a big flight of mutas as we don't see any Thors here for boblikesfrog. And I think this push here by the Zerg player, Gogo, will be the end of days for the Terran player. Unfortunately for him, this is a large force of mutas that are quickly able to kill a bunch of these buildings, and these speedlings certainly are doing their part as well. These Vikings this Viking here not going to be able to do a lot of damage. Maybe get one muta before it goes down. And now the mutas have free reign to kill an entire half of his base, and he has no worries about supply because all his SCVs and his entire army went down. These two Thors are going to be a little too late to save a few of these supply depots and even this barracks if Gogo so desires, but still not a third base here for Gogo. He's swimming in minerals. He really should be producing out of another hatchery. He has every intention to, but just hasn't done it yet. Now the Thors are out, these mutas should beat it quickly, and perfect time for the Zerglings, although there's just not enough of them to do a lot of damage. The Thors are going to be focusing down the mutas because they have a higher threat, but they are able to prevail with the help of these speedlings, and boblikesfrog calls a good game. So I think that Gogo played fairly well. He could have gotten a little bit more Zerglings in the beginning and protected his mineral line from that Hellion harass a lot more. He had to rebuild his drones many times over, and it wasn't economically feasible for him to do so. One or two spine crawlers would have nullified that entire push, and he could have expanded at least once, maybe even twice, without sacrificing any production that he had. So pretty good play, though. These mutas actually did a lot of damage while the Terran player was in transition, and after the push they were able to punish him, as well as the speedlings getting across the map in record time to take out this expansion. Very nice. The Terran player lost sight of what he was doing at the end of the game. The Thors were a nice touch, but he needed bio to back it up to deal with the Zerglings as the Thors pounded away up here at the mutas. The Hellions just couldn't cut it, and they needed more production facilities to really take advantage of the mech, as he was trying to go that, but didn't have this expansion up in mining gas as much as he needed to. So good play by both sides. There's a lot of room for improvement by both players, but overall I think it was a fairly good game. And if you paid attention to what Gogo was doing, he was utilizing most of his larvae at any given time. Unfortunately, his production capabilities vastly outmatched the number of larvae he had at any given time. So he also spread creep between bases, but didn't get it going quite up or out, which is one thing I'm sure he could work on in the future, and that's one thing that I intend to work on when I do play Zerg. So, that being said, good luck, have fun, and see you at launch.